Hey there, happy Wednesday, it's me Victor here. I'm going to go over the one trade which I took today on BOXL. Overall, this one's going to be tough to talk about because again, being transparent is what I'm all about. And I show every trade going forward from whenever I started the YouTube page, And today was really one of the largest, I took the largest loss as a trader today. Overall, I know why, and that's another very important lesson I talked about in the previous recap on yesterday's short, is always know why, and always know why you win, always know why you lose. And in this case of BOXL, I was shorting the same type of pattern which I profited well on the recent trade, which was on the previous video, on CEMI, which yesterday is shorting the bounce. It was the exact same pattern with BOXL, but more often than not, the odds are not going to be on your side. And that's a very important lesson here, is that the reason why I lost this loss, which I'll go over, I'll show you now. Everything's going to be verified, but I took a loss of roughly $370 today. That is not good, because I basically gave away all of my entire move from yesterday, but I got short BOXL. I'll go over my reasoning for a minute, but I got short at 240, and I was forced to cover at 265 into the after hour move, simply because number one, I was shorting at 240 after this. First off, long-term chart, nice. If you want, you can classify this as an overextension chart pattern. There's no significant news to warrant the uptrend, so of course I was very cautious. I really didn't want to get involved the entire day unless we had a nice hard pullback, and again, that's what we got. And I was simply shorting the bounce into the bounce right here, and I got short at 240s. And I guess I can show you here. It's squeezing out even more. I got short roughly about I was shorting the bounce right here. I was risking 250, if you want to call it that. The initial risk was $150. And that led me to have a roughly short of 1,500 shares. I was short from a 240 average, risking 250, the previous perk. So after the nice hard washout, from this bounce right here, I was shorting 240s. It was right here, 240s, risking 250. And as you can see, the trade was going my way, but after hours, we had this massive short squeeze, and there's no news to warrant that. You have to know that there are shorts like myself who are trapped, and the only way to get out of your short position is to buy to cover, and of course buying to cover increases the stock price. Now, again, you may be saying, how come you didn't cut your losses, Victor, at 250? Well, and here's the lesson for the day. Do not leave your screen whenever you are in any trade, long or short. Do not leave your screen. I was taking a shower, okay? This is the real story. And I'm blaming no one else but myself. I take full responsibility for my actions, okay? I just was too comfortable in this one short. And ideally, a perfect world, I was aiming for an overextended gap down pattern. Because, 250 risk, right? I was aiming to cover at 220 if it gapped down tomorrow. But of course, that's out of the question. But it's just one of those things that I have to... I wouldn't say learn from. I could learn from, I guess, not leaving the screen. That's a given. But either way, I would have cut my loss at 150, okay? If I was in front of the screens, I would have cut my loss no matter what. Again, hindsight's 2020. I got out of the shower too late. When I got out of the shower, it was already at 270s. And of course, the great thing out of this short is that I didn't cover into strength. I waited for a pullback, and I covered right in the mess right here, I believe. You can see my executions. They're all kind of messed up. I got covered roughly at 265, and that was a great cover. As you can see now, it's squeezing out even more, right? And this will likely gap up tomorrow. The higher the better overall in this one. We'll see. Again, there's no news to warrant the uptrend, but I guess the key lesson is just to... Well, it's not even a lesson, it's common sense here. Don't leave your screen whenever you're in a trade. And all it takes is one trade to really give back your entire gains. Because, this past week has been great CMEI was a great one, and I locked that one in, right? And BOXL took everything away from that. I'm down on the week now, and I blame no one else but myself. Okay, take full responsibility and accountability for your trades, right? And I mean, am I upset? Not really. I know that I seem weird, but again, losing is a part of the game. Yes, this loss is $370. That is roughly I mean, that's a lot of, again, that's to you, that may not be a lot, but again, in comparison to my trading account size, that is a lot. Because yesterday was a great win of 300, and today I basically gave it all back and then some. So on the week, I'm down roughly $70. But overall, I just gotta learn from it, you know, and be meticulous. Don't be comfortable in a trade, and don't just leave your screen, and you know what I mean. And that's my fault, because again, I assure you that I would have covered this. I would have covered this whenever it was perking this towards the 250 level, because I'm not. Again, rule number one is cut losses quickly, as my guru Tim Sykes always says. And I was in the shower from, I'm not sure what time, from roughly how many minutes. I was in the shower I left right after market close, and I came back right in the level right here. So I guess maybe 20 minutes or so. But it's my fault, you know? I'm not blaming no one else. And yes, I can short this if I want to right now, but again, I'm not going to revenge trade, because doing so, revenge trading most often than not does not work, okay? And we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, if it gaps down, it'll be a nice play, but the odds say this is going to gap up. The fact that this closed way above the level, and this for sure is not going to be overextended gap down pattern. Not yet, because the fact that, number one, it's early up after hours, so we'll see. Ideally gap up and have a nice parabolic spike or something. But overall, today has been an absolute gift. GE was the stock of the day. Monster parabolic move. Congrats to everyone who did trade this. I mean, I watched it from work, but I didn't partake in the move. Great move on that one. We'll see what happens on that one. 1 second. Yeah, GNE was another one that ran today. WKY was another one that ran today. I mean, congrats to whoever. I mean, understand these halts, you can't really trade within halts. But other than that, I'm going to end this soon, because I know the longer these are, the less who watch it. But one more. It's just one of those things that you as a trader must understand, that you can't leave your screen whenever you're in a position, okay? And that's the number one mistake I made today, is I got too comfortable, and that cost me my largest loss to date as a trader, roughly $370 worth. So other than that, if you have any questions, leave them below. But don't worry, I'm fine. I still have plenty in the account. It's just I gotta be more meticulous in the future, you know, and be more on edge, you say. I mean, the pattern, I'm not upset with the pattern. I'm not upset that this is a nice shorting into the bounce. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the odds me going against me. It would have been a loss of 150 if I would have cut it at 250, right? But I'm not fine with me just being a sloppy trade. I'm not fine with me just walking away and having a short in a stock that I know can revamp. And that's something that I'm learning. Well, again, not I guess I'm learning to, I wouldn't even say learning, because it's, again, I'm repeating myself. It should be common sense, okay? We trade the most volatile stocks in the market, okay? When I'm in a position, Victor, you need to be in front of the screens, okay? And the market's going to teach me otherwise, and today it taught me very well. And a loss is never really a loss unless you learn something from that, you know? And I learned a lot today. But other than that, if you have any questions, leave them below. Like I said again, I have 1 day trade left for the week, so we'll see what happens. Just be patient out there and let the trades come to me. But yeah, this one was a loss of 370. Tomorrow, look out for it. Ideally, perfect world, gaps up, squeezes like a mother. Otherwise, I'll likely just watch it. But other than that, I'll see you soon and have a safe rest of the week trading.